He hears a noise and follows it into a lab where he finds Peter, who asks for help before collapsing. The base is put under lockdown while Doreen and Sarah gather all the employees to ask them to report even the smallest symptom. Alan brings Peter into the isolation area, but Hiroshi thinks he's too dangerous, so he announces they're sending him to level R. It's an abandoned lab with its own air circulation and tight security because it used to be a place for experiments in controlled fusion. Alan and Hiroshi are reviewing the situation when they suddenly bump into Suleimani, whose mouth is dripping black goo. When she apologizes and tries to approach Hiroshi, Daniel shoots her in her abdomen. With Hiroshi's help, Alan quickly removes the bullet and wraps up the wound. Meanwhile, Julia looks in the mirror and sees wounds appearing on her skin and the black goo in her mouth, but it's just a hallucination. Later she notices that Sarah's hand is trembling while they're working, but Sarah blames it on lack of rest. After Julia takes another blood sample from Peter, she returns to the lab and Sarah informs her she's finally developed a test for the virus. 3 security guards are negatives, while Peter, Tracy, and the captured scientist are positives. While Sarah goes to tell Alan about it, Julia tests herself and gets a negative but still hides the test in her pocket. Sergio and Doreen return to the lab where she had been working with the monkey only to find it gone and the lab completely cleaned. Doreen wants to confront Hiroshi, but Sergio convinces her she would be wasting her time and offers to get her another sample. They go outside and Sergio uses a drill to take a sample from one of the frozen monkeys. In a corridor, Bryce is trying to force his way through a steel door with a fire axe, calling for someone named Duchamp. As Alan and Daniel surround him, Bryce begins coughing the black goo. He says there's a cure called Sidra behind the steel door and tries to attack Alan, so Daniel brings him down with a taser. While security takes Bryce to level R, Alan knocks on the steel door and Dr. Duchamp shows up to tell him there's no cure. In the lab, Doreen prepares a sample from the frozen monkey, but as soon as she puts it in the incubator it grows at shocking speed. She kills it with a gas while explaining viruses aren't supposed to do this. She wants to inform the others, but Sergio convinces her to keep the secret so this won't get cleaned like the other room. Alan mentions the incident to Hiroshi, who explains